Hey y'all, have you ever noticed what your eyes are doing when anxiety hits? My name is Dr. Rebecca Anderson. I am a functional mental health counselor and I am a trauma survivor. See, most of the time when anxiety hits, we are looking down at our phones, down at the floor, down into our thoughts. And interestingly, that's also the posture of rumination. When the brain loops through fear, worst case scenarios, and unresolved stress. But Psalm 121 opens with a different posture. Psalm 121 says, I lift my eyes to the mountain. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. What if Psalm 121 wasn't just poetic language? What if it was also neurological wisdom? Because it turns out your eye position affects your nervous system. From a neuroscience perspective, anxiety is largely driven by the amygdala. The amygdala is the brain's threat detector. When it senses danger, real or perceived danger, it activates the sympathetic nervous system, also known as the fight, flight, or freeze. But here is the fascinating part. Eye movement can shift which neural pathways are active. When you lift your eyes, especially upward, you engage different regions of the brain, and research shows that moving your eyes can reduce amygdala activation and increase engagement of the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain responsible for reasoning, perspective, and emotional regulation. In other words, eye movement helps the brain move out of panic into clarity. All right, that is important because anxiety often pulls us into the future. And we often ask ourselves, what if this happens? What if I can't handle it? What if it never gets better? But grounding systems pull us back and into the now. So physically, lifting your eyes can help interrupt anxious thought loops, calm the nervous system, and bring your body out of threat mode. And spiritually, it does something just as powerful. Lifting your eyes is an act of attention and an act of worship. Psalm 121 doesn't say, I ignore my problems. It says, I lift my eyes. That implies the problems are still there, but your focus shifts. Anxiety narrows our vision and faith expands it. When we lift our eyes, we are moving our attention from what feels overwhelming to what is unchanging, from internal chaos to external truth, from self-reliance to God's reliance. This doesn't mean anxiety disappears instantly, and it doesn't mean you lack faith if your body is still reacting to that anxiety. Your nervous system learned how to survive long before it learned theology. So God is not disappointed in your biology because he designed it. What if God wired our bodies in such a way that looking up literally, I mean literally, helps us calm down? What if scripture has been inviting us into embodied practices all along, ways of aligning our bodies with truth, not just our thoughts? This is why practices like prayer, worship, and even posture matter, not because they earn peace, but because they create space for it. So I'm inviting you right now to try this with me, wherever you are. Gently lift your eyes. Not straining, just lift them up and take a slow, deep breath. And exhale. Notice your body shift. Notice your chest. Notice your thoughts. Do you even feel a slight shift? I know I do. That's not placebo. That's your nervous system responding to safety cues. Physically, your brain is being reminded that you are no longer under immediate threat. Spiritually, your soul is being reminded where your help comes from, and it comes from God. Psalm 121 continues by saying, God neither slumbers nor sleeps, which means while your nervous system may be tired, God is never tired. Lifting your eyes doesn't deny reality, it restores it. So the next time anxiety tightens your chest, before you spiral, before you scroll, before you shame yourself, lift your eyes to where your help comes from. Not because it fixes everything, but because it reminds both your body and your soul that help is always present and God is always with you. Thank you for listening. Please take a moment to like, comment, and even subscribe to my page. God bless you.